Firehouse Chefs. I'm your host, Eddie Sell, and I will take you on a journey with America's chefs, firefighters, service industry professionals, and more as we discuss food, recipes, nutrition, and lifestyle topics. Stay tuned and enjoy the ride. Welcome to Firehouse Chefs Radio. I am your host, Eddie Sell. You are listening to FHC Radio on the Rant Radio Network. You can catch us here every Wednesday, 8 to 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And today is October 2nd, 2013. This is episode 16. Arvin, no applause for that? Oh, he's coming. Our engineer, Arvin, is getting to the sound effects right now. But this is episode... Oh, there we go.
Hey, better late than never.
This is episode 16, and we're glad to have you with us listening out there in the Firehouse Chefs community. Again, I'm your host, Eddie Sell, and I'm going to be joined shortly by a special co-host tonight, one of the Firehouse Chef members that's been with us from the inception of this. We're going to have Chef Michael Poole coming from Seattle, all the way from Seattle, and he's stuck in Southern California traffic right now, so he gets to experience some of that. But Michael Poole's going to be... Yeah, exactly. You do need the sirens just to kind of get through traffic, and sometimes that doesn't even help. But it's going to be nice to have Chef Poole with us here in studio. If you've listened to Firehouse Chefs Radio before, some of our there he is. If you're looking at it, rantradionetwork.com right now, you can actually see Chef Poole, and he's going to talk all about his culinary background, what he does in Seattle right now, and more importantly, what he's doing in the chocolate world. And tonight's topic is actually going to be chocolate and bodybuilding, right? Does that sound like a pair that that goes well together?
I'm confused. How do those two go together?
I know. Well, you need if you're going to eat chocolate, you need to like bodybuild, right? So I think our other special guest that's going to be in studio, personal trainer Brian Bowman, all the way from Ireland, actually, is going to be able to talk to us about bodybuilding and the sport and how much it's evolved over the decades. And not a lot has changed. I think a lot, and he'll be able to attest to that. And sometimes it's those basics that just you can't go wrong, right, Brian?
No, keep it simple.
So Brian's going to be with us for the duration of the show, and it's going to be a great topic. As you know, here on Firehouse Chefs Radio, we love to talk about different lifestyle topics in the culinary world, also with nutrition, fitness, and how those kind of play a role into just good old everyday cooking. You can call us at 855-969-RANT, 855-969-7268, and give us a call, anything on these lifestyle topics. Obviously, you know that fire service callers, you're always welcome to call in. Let us know what your respective fire departments are doing out there, what you guys do in terms of fitness, in terms of cooking. A lot of firefighters these days are trying to find healthier alternatives and just watching what they eat a lot more. And we've also talked about the increase in fitness, if you will. So whether it's bodybuilding, CrossFit, some of the other things that people are doing. I know here recently, actually I'll bring up real quick that we had 6 firefighters in Long Beach that actually just did a relay swim from Catalina Island all the way to Long Beach, and I believe they left around midnight the other night and arrived at their destination in Long Beach at 10 a.m. So, and they were flanked by a couple of paddleboarders and a couple of support guys that were in boats.
Excellent.
Yeah, it was excellent, and luckily none of them were eaten by sharks out there, but they raised money for a great cause, and it's kind of cool to see that firefighters and obviously first responders, military folks, they not only put their lives on the line on a daily basis. It's hard to talk over the Jaws music, but I like that. That's good. They not only put their lives on the line on a daily basis for us, but obviously doing some of those things aside from the job. They're thrill seeking and whatnot, and especially when it's for a good cause. So we appreciate those guys that continue to do all those things on behalf of great causes. And along those lines, I wanted to thank the Firehouse Chefs team for participating recently in a charity event, a golf tournament that was held for the Boys and Girls Club of East LA last Thursday. And they ended up raising more money than they thought that they were going to get. So Firehouse Chefs provided the food, and it was great to have them there. Excuse me for a second. Okay. So it was great to have them there. Losing my voice. So chocolate in bodybuilding. Again, when Michael Poole comes into the studio, we'll be able to pick his brain about everything he's doing in the world of chocolate. And there are some good things about chocolate, and he'll explain those. But dark chocolate obviously has a great antioxidant characteristic to them. So a lot of bar manufacturers, nutrition type bars and different things like that actually use dark chocolate these days. So we'll bring some of that up and how it kind of ties into fitness. I might have to have you take over, Brian, for a second.
Now I have a question. Is there any way to prevent chocolate from melting in the car?
Why? Because we just found that out?
Yeah, I didn't know chocolate melted before today.
Well, I guess if you put it in the freezer first for like 3 hours, at least you'll diminish the time of that happening or elongate it.
Carry a cooler bag.
A
cooler bag.
Yeah, exactly. But that's a good question. We'll ask our little resident chocolate expert and see how long that lasts. Again, make sure you give us a call at 855-969-RANT, 855-969-7268. You were saying, Brian? I think you were going to say something.
I was going to say about, it doesn't have to be in the car. I actually had my father post me over chocolate from Ireland.
Mm-hmm.
And our chocolate in Ireland is a little nicer, I think, than your standard American chocolate.
Really?
It's a little creamier, It's got a little extra milk added to it.
Okay.
And I brought some over for my stepson a few years ago, and he refuses to eat Hershey's chocolate ever since. But my father posted it over, and by the time it got to my house, it was, pretty liquefied. So we had to put it back in the freezer for a while and recycle it, I suppose. But, temperature-wise in Ireland, it was, in the summer, it reached 80 degrees, and I don't think anyone had ever experienced that in Ireland before.
Really?
Yeah, it was low 70s, they're taking a day off work.
Oh, wow. It looks like Chef Poole is here, but since we're live, we're going to have to wait. Oh, he's on camera even. Step out there. They're going to see you getting undressed, buddy. Here. Arvin, change the shot, my friend.
I can only be in so many places at once.
We have absolute buffoonery going on tonight on Firehouse Chefs Radio, ladies and gentlemen, so bear with us. Oh, perfect. Exactly. We can use this at work quite a bit, actually. I need to take this recording. My crew would love this. All right, we're going to be joined by our co-host right now, Chef Michael Poole, as soon as he gets his chef coat on. And like I said, he was stuck in some Southern California traffic, but he flew in today from Seattle, so it's going to be great to have him give a little brief introduction, and he'll be with us for the course of the show. So without any further ado, but let's get back into Ireland and give us some more stories about Ireland and chocolate. That was interesting.
I would like to say that I'm not a big chocolate eater, but, if you put it in front of me, I'll probably eat it, Unless, of course, I'm dieting for a contest, then it's put on the back burner for a while. But, European chocolate is a big difference, I think, anyway. And I notice if you're a chocolate fan and you've got to Europe,
right?
Depends on what you like. I like milk chocolate, so not a fan of the darker chocolate. That's my thing.
Okay, cool.
Galaxy. You don't have it here.
No, we don't. All right, without any further ado, just get right on up and close and personal to the mic.
All right.
Are you there?
I'm here.
All right. There's nothing like being in your car stuck in traffic, and then now you're on a radio show that's
Exactly.
live all around the world.
That's
So
okay.
good seeing you, buddy.
All right, good to be here. Thanks.
You know what? You want to get a little closer to the mic so we can
Okay.
pick you up. There you go.
All right.
All right. Now we have Don Cornelius.
All right.
All right. Welcome to Firehouse Chefs Radio, Michael. As some of you out there in our audience know, Michael's been with us from the beginning of Firehouse Chefs, and he's also called into the show. So having you here in studio and in California is great.
It's nice to be here. Yeah.
And we're actually going to be talking about some of the events we're doing, but we'll be together Saturday.
Right, exactly.
Cooking in L.A. And then Sunday, you're going to get to tell the audience all about the chocolate event you're doing.
Yes, I'm doing the LA Chocolate Salon, and it's going to be at the Pasadena Center. I think it's 310 Green Street in Pasadena.
Okay.
And it's from 11 to about 5. And basically, it's a competition, tasting. You can purchase chocolates. It's a big chocolate show.
Cool. Well, that sounds like it's going to be an amazing event. And do you know how many participants are going to be there?
They usually have probably around 25 chocolatiers.
Okay.
All different types of chocolate, whatnot.
Okay, perfect. Well, when we come back, actually, we're coming up on a commercial break. So when we do return, we're going to talk to Michael about his chocolate. And I'm going to try to keep my voice tonight, but I'm having a hard time.
I think it was that In-N-Out you had for lunch.
It could be. You're not supposed to tell that in front of a personal trainer, buddy.
We'll see. You can make you do more on the treadmill tomorrow, you know.
I think it was that carrot shake you had for lunch.
Yeah, thank you. So I'm going to let Michael actually give the phone number, which is right there on the computer screen, so people can call in.
All right, 855-969-RANT.
You got.
Hope to hear from you.
Yep, and there's our call screener. If you're watching us right now at rantradionetwork.com, make sure you do give us a call. When we come back, we're going to be talking about chocolate and bodybuilding, two of my favorite things, of course. So stay tuned for more. You're listening to FHC Radio, Firehouse Chefs Radio, every Wednesday, 8 to 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on the Rant Radio Network. Stay tuned for more. Don't burn anything down. Firehouse Chefs will be right back.
The experts know that for pastry, Baker's Bodega has it all. Exclusive brands like Westco Bankmark, Satin Ice, and Pastry Pride. One-on-one day seminars for cake decorating and gelatin art. So for our service, wide range of ingredients and supplies, and for the low prices, Baker's Bodega has it all. But you don't need to be an expert. Baker's Bodega, 7869 Paramount Boulevard in Pico Rivera. Come, we're waiting for you.
Do we have your attention? When it comes to tequila, two things matter: heart and passion. Never compromising integrity for mass production. Number one Tequila delivers the goods. Taste the heart and passion of Mexico in every bottle. We make it right. We make it fun. Superior Tequila. There's only number one. There's only number one. There's only number one.
A home is the biggest investment in most people's lives. Buying or selling should be a positive experience.
Whether you want to be a wealthy real estate investor or just trying to find a place to call home. At AJR & Associates, we focus on the client's needs.
We understand the market better than most. Let us bring the value to you and make the right choice.
AJR & Associates, making your dream house a reality. Call us today for a free consultation at 562-882-1976. Or you can log on to www.hrrealtors.com.
With a track record of great results, bringing knowledge, wisdom, and expertise to you. Hablamos Español.
Building a custom home or business is a huge deal. For some, it's the largest project they'll take on in a lifetime. Choosing your team may be the most important part of ensuring a successful building project. Starting a project by working closely with Core Design will create what's just right for your lifestyle and your property. But selecting the right builder is perhaps the most important part of creating the team. At Core Design's customer service, quality craftsmanship, and integrity are the keys to our company philosophy. Your custom construction dreams are just a phone call away. Core Design at 213-453-1609. Once again, that number is 213-453-1609.
Welcome to Firehouse Chefs. I'm your host, Eddie Sell, and I will take you on a journey with America's chefs, firefighters, service industry professionals, and more as we discuss food, recipes, nutrition, and lifestyle topics. Stay tuned and enjoy the ride. Welcome back to Firehouse Chefs Radio. I am your host, Eddie Sell, and I'm joined by my in-studio co-host, Chef Michael Poole.
Hey.
Applause. Applause, since he...
All right, there we go.
Yeah, since he braved the LA traffic and he made it here into our studio. So this is FHC Radio for October 2nd, 2013. This is episode 16. And we are so proud and happy to still be on the air. How about more applause for that? Things continue to grow here as well. And like we have hinted before, we are being looked at by some other affiliates, and we're looking to grow and have our program in different parts of the country. So as we continue to grow, we really appreciate you being part of our audience. Remember, you can always call us at 855-969-7268. 855-969-RANT, R-A-N-T. I am a little under the weather, and my voice is giving out, so Chef Poole is going to help us kind of carry the show a little bit more. And we do want to give a quick shout-out to Chef Don. He is in Jalisco, Mexico, on a tequila tasting tour. So, yeah, right? It sounds like a good time. So, and my family is actually from Jalisco, Mexico, so hopefully Chef Don is having a great time. But Chef Poole, I wanted to just briefly, for those people that don't know your background before we introduce Brian Bowman here in our studio, I just wanted folks to kind of once again learn a little bit about your culinary background and obviously that you're from the Seattle Fire Department as well.
Right.
Just give us your story.
Yes, I've been in Seattle Fire Department about 33 years now. Started off as a regular firehouse chef and went on to start a food concession business, specialized in Jamaican cuisine, Jamaican jerk chicken, did curry rice, black beans with Jamaican patties and whatnot. A few years after that, started getting into catering, and that's for the clothing stores out of Seattle. We have like Nordstrom's and Eddie Bauer and whatnot. So I'd cook lunches for the crew when they go on location to take photos for the magazines.
Okay.
After doing that for a while, one of the things I'd always wanted to do, I always wanted to go to culinary school. So if I was going to go to Paris. So once I decided to do that, I went to Le Cordon Bleu and, of course, kept my job and took one class every year, so I'd go for about 3 months at a time. So after I came back for the second year, one of my fellow students, she's French, she graduated and opened a chocolate factory outside of Paris. And she's like, Michael, come work for me, on your days off. So that's how I got into making the chocolates.
Okay. Yeah. And if you're watching us right now on rantradionetwork.com, you could see some of Chef Michael Poole's creations. And you've really come quite a long way. I remember just kind of talking to you even where this was, 4 or 5 years ago and what it's turned into now. So why don't you tell us about where you're at now with it?
Well, right now... about a year ago, I rebranded, came up with the new name, Hot Chocolate, and since then things have kind of taken off. You have a lot of online orders, always looking for more. I have about 7 retail outlets in Seattle that currently sell the chocolates. I'm currently doing a few chocolate shows, chocolate festival. I did a Northwest Chocolate Festival in Seattle a couple of weeks ago, and that was a really good show. The spicy line I had really did well for that show, and of course I'm here for the LA Chocolate Salon.
That's very cool. Yeah, I love what you did with your new logo and kind of the way you decided to rebrand it. Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
It's subtle, which is nice.
Yes.
It's not an over the top thing, but
there it is.
There it is right there.
Yes.
And if people want to obviously purchase your chocolate or get more information, how can they do that?
They can go to my website. It's Hot Chocolat, chocolat without the E, it's French, .net. And they can order, send me email.
Now, is your other website, is that still active as well?
ChefMichaelPoole.com. It is still active.
Okay.
Yes, more for catering.
Okay, there you are right there. There's hotchocolat.net and your address. So that's the P.O. Box as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that's P.O. Box 18587, Seattle, Washington 98118.
Yeah.
Hot Chocolat without the E .net.
Yeah.
All right, perfect.
That photo is from Paris. Well, it was in Paris a couple of months ago, actually.
Okay, and you were recently in Washington, D.C. as well.
Last week I was in D.C., did a tasting. It was the taste of GW, George Washington University.
Okay.
I did a chocolate class back in February, so they invited me back for their taste of GW.
Oh, it's very cool.
So that was cool.
Wow. Yeah, see, the Firehouse chefs are very, very well represented by Chef Michael Poole, so that's outstanding. All right, well, and I did say that there was going to be another side of our show, so there's the there's the bad side, if you will, although chocolate has some great properties to it, right?
Definitely, yes.
Antioxidants, but now we have the bodybuilding side of things, and so we are joined in studio all the way from Ireland via Orange County, California.
Yeah. It was a long swim.
Yeah, exactly. We have personal trainer Brian Bowman. So welcome to the Firehouse Chefs Radio, Brian.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. And you have quite the background. You've actually done quite a bit in your life, not only in the bodybuilding community and fitness, but also growing up in Ireland and serving in the armed forces of Ireland. And for the viewers out there that know, I was in the Navy, and so I appreciate, somebody else that served. And we're looking at these pictures right now on our screen, and this one right here in particular is pretty interesting because this is your family lineage, correct?
On the far right is myself on the day I was assigned to our unit, which is the 12th Infantry Battalion, and then left to me is my dad. That photo was taken in South Lebanon, the same week of the Israeli invasion in 1982.
Wow.
And next one over is my grandfather, and he's been in since World War II. He served for 36 years. He was actually the cook sergeant for the battalion. Mm-hmm. And then the next one is my great-grandfather, and he served in both World War I and the Boer War. And he won some medals for valor in South Africa during the Boer War. His platoon came under heavy mortar fire, and back then they had the Lee Enfield rifle. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that. It's a bolt-action rifle.
Okay.
And, they put in an attack on the mortar post, ran out of ammunition. He took care of the situation with his bayonet and saved his troops.
Wow.
So, we've a proud tradition in our family of serving.
Mm-hmm.
My uncle served, my granduncles, my great-uncles. As far back as you can trace our name, it's all military personnel, so it's kind of a little tradition that we have.
Well, that's great. Is that did you start actually bodybuilding while you were in the service?
No, I actually, I was born in 1977, and then my uncle did his first bodybuilding contest in 1977, and this picture here is actually 1989 when I was 11.
Is that Dorian Yates?
That's Dorian Yates.
Okay.
Yeah, and that was right after he turned pro and before he became Mr. Olympia.
Mm-hmm.
And he's been a close friend ever since. Actually helped me get ready for my last couple of contests. I've learned a lot. I've been lucky to have a lot of friends because of who my uncle is and who my dad is, and I grew up in a bodybuilding family as well as being a military family. It was,
there's a cool picture right there. Yeah.
Yeah. So that first photo where I was a little kid, that's taken at a beach on the east coast of Ireland called Muscle Beach, but it's actually Mussel.
Oh, okay.
And if you walk down to the shoreline, it's just littered with mussels. Hence the name.
Right.
And then the second one is with Dorian when I was 11, and then the black and white is my last contest in 2008.
Okay.
So I've been around the game a long time.
There you are right there. So when you were competing, what weight class did you compete?
I competed all the way from teenage level, and then right there, that's I weighed in at the weigh-in at 176.
Okay.
And this is actually my uncle. He went all the way to compete at the Masters Olympia. He's 56 years old now. I don't know, I haven't seen him in a couple of years, so I don't know how good he looks. He looks pretty well from what I hear via Facebook. But just, a little picture I made for him since we never got to compete against each other. And we're closer enough in age. He's about 34 in that picture, and I was 30.
Okay.
So, and we're both close to the same weight. So.
Okay. So many years of it's quite a bit of sacrificing, obviously, and those are some of the things we really wanted to talk to you about because it's just so interesting when it comes to nutrition and just your diet and your overall your eating habits are so incredibly strict and. A lot of people out there might have heard a little bit about what it's like when you're actually in competitions like this. And there you are flanked by Sean Ray.
Yeah, another
pro bodybuilder.
Bodybuilding Hall of Fame member, actually. And he's really done a lot too. Getting ready for the European Championships, I actually I had met a girl in San Francisco because I was living up there at the time and came down to train with Sean like a week or so, or 2 weeks maybe the week after I met her, actually. And I was texting her, and Sean was like, dude, we're watching a movie, put the phone up. And I'm like, dude, I'm texting this girl I met in San Francisco. He took the phone off me. He texted her, because she lived in Orange County, and I didn't have a clue where. Apparently she lived down the street from him. Called her up, invited her to the house. We went out to dinner, a couple of more dates, and we're married almost 5 years now. So
I was wondering where you were going to go with the story, but that had a happy ending. So.
I thought that was going somewhere.
Yeah,
different.
Right. Me too. But we are coming up on a commercial break, so we're going to get back into Brian's bodybuilding and overall life story, which is very interesting, and what he's doing now with personal training. You're listening to Firehouse Chefs Radio. Again, our phone number is 855-969-7268. 855-969-RANT, R-A-N-T. FHC Radio, episode 16 is coming right back. Don't burn anything down. Firehouse Chefs will be right back.
Make your team look like pros with custom lineup cards. Whether you're a travel team, rec team, all-star team, or just some old guys playing slow pitch, we can make your team look a little better with some custom lineup cards. For the umpire, for the opponent, for the scorekeeper, for the dugout, no matter where your lineup card goes, you will look like a big league team with your team logo and name on top of your personalized lineup card. Just visit CustomLineupCards.com. With the best prices in town, you are sure to hit a home run with us. Visit CustomLineupCards.com and go pro.
Are you watching the game at home? Why? Come watch it at Mambo Grill, the hottest spot in Downey. You'll have good food, drinks, and a great time at a low price. We have the coldest beer in our sports bar, where you can enjoy the game on any of our huge flat screen TVs. And when your home team wins, you get 25% off anything in Mambo Grill. We're on Downey Avenue, 1 block north of Firestone, or visit us on the web. Mambo Grill, love at first bite.
Hey, bro, this is a good game. You know what would make it better?
What, bro?
A michelada.
A michelada? What's a michelada?
A michelada is somewhere in the middle of a Mexican Bloody Mary and a Mexican margarita.
Oh, I got you covered, bro.
You got a cup in your pocket?
No, sir. I got my pocket-sized michelada. Mucho macho michelada.
Pocket size?
Pocket size, so you can take it with you anywhere you go.
Where'd you get that at?
At the nearest convenience store, and you can also buy it at muchomachomichelada.com.
You know what'll make it better? After we get drunk, if they had a line we could call.
We can call their drunk line. You can leave a message and then log on to the site and listen to your stupidity afterwards.
What's that number?
It's 855-MICHE-69.
What's that number again?
855-MICHE-69.
Awesome. Mucho macho michelada.
Nurses Life Express provides unique apparel for all the hardworking nurses that wear many hats. It's apparel that expresses nurses' amazing, humorous, and caring personalities. After all, nurses are as influential as their united goal to help others. Nursing's not easy, but somebody's got to do it. For more information, please call 562-270-4312 or visit their website at www.nurselife.com. www.nurselyfe.com. Nurseslife.com, where nurses' lives are expressed.
Welcome to Firehouse Chefs. I'm your host, Eddie Sell, and I will take you on a journey with America's chefs, firefighters, service industry professionals, and more as we discuss food, recipes, nutrition, and lifestyle topics. Stay tuned and enjoy the ride. All right, welcome back to Firehouse Chefs Radio. I'm your host, Eddie Sell, and I'm joined by my in-studio co-host, Chef Michael Poole, all the way from Seattle. So we're glad to have him with us. And you are listening to Firehouse Chefs Radio. This is episode 16 for October 2nd, 2013. Our phone number is 855-969-RANT, 855-969-7268. Give us a call. I think we had some callers earlier that hung up, but give us a call back. And if you want to talk to Chef Michael Poole about chocolate or about if it was raining in Seattle yesterday.
No, but it was raining today.
Okay, see, yeah. In fact, when I went up there to Seattle, I think I did get a couple of days.
Good days.
It was great.
Yeah,
it was great, and it's a very, very beautiful city. So I recommend going up to Seattle. And you guys have a heck of a football team right now.
Yeah, we're doing good. Seahawks.
I know, yeah. And my San Diego Chargers should actually be 4-0. I'll go ahead and throw that out, but they're not. So
they need to get rid of Rivers.
Well, he's having actually, the best year he's had in a long time. And
he's a confidence player, and you take his confidence away, and he can't pass the ball any more than a 2-year-old. So, and I don't know a whole lot about. I don't know a whole lot about football.
Shots fired.
But
are you a rugby player? Probably.
I'm a rugby fan. I played a few games of rugby, but when your friends are, the best in the world at rugby, and you're stronger than them. Stick to being stronger than them, you know what I mean? So that's why it's not why I stayed with bodybuilding, it's why I never took up rugby as a game. Where I'm from, my hometown, the best rugby players in the world are from my hometown. Like my neighbourhood, one of my very good friends, Jerry Flannery, played rugby his whole entire life. All he wanted to do was play for Ireland. And he did. He played for Ireland and became actually the number one player in the world for his position. Down the street from me was a guy called Frank O'Mara, world cross-country champion runner. Across the street from me was Sam Lynch, world rowing champion. And then on my street there was, of course, me and my uncle. And my uncle was a pro bodybuilder, and I was world powerlifting champion. So there's something in the water in Limerick, for sure.
Well, you and out there in Firehouse Chefs Land, you are not listening to a rerun of the movie Snatch. This is our in-studio guest, Brian Bowman. We do have a caller on line 1. So, Chef Poole, if you don't mind, go ahead and pick up the receiver.
Okay.
Let's see who we have here. Oh, you can go ahead and just put the phone down, yeah. Oh, it's ringing. Caller on line 1, you're on Firehouse Chefs Radio. Are you there?
Yes, I am.
How are you?
Hi, how are you?
Good. Thank you so much for calling Firehouse Chefs Radio. Do you have a question for Brian Bowman, our personal trainer?
Now I have a question for the chocolatier, Chef Poole.
Oh, very cool. Perfect.
All right. What's your question?
Well, my question is, could you tell us about the flavors that you offer and what kind of process do you use to make your chocolates?
Well, I have several. I have probably about 25 different flavors. Start off with some of the new flavors I just came up with. Latest one is a dark chocolate, 70% dark chocolate with a milk chocolate filling, milk chocolate infused caramel filling. I have a pistachio ganache. Let's see, lavender, honey infused lavender, raspberry ganache, dark chocolate ganache, mac nut caramel. I have a spicy line of chocolates, habanero caramel, cayenne caramel, a firehouse chili. Have a vegan line of chocolates. Those are all non-dairy. And I brought in a chocolate bar today, probably my best-selling chocolate. It's a bacon cayenne caramel bar.
Really?
So, yeah, we'll have we'll have a little taste later.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that sounds really interesting.
So those are a few of the flavors I have.
Okay, and where can I get your chocolates again?
You can order them online. The website is hotchocolat.net. And I also have a Facebook page, Hot Chocolat by Artisan Firehouse Chocolates by Chef Michael D. Poole.
Okay, well, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Well, thank you so much for calling.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Thank you. Thanks for calling
Bye-bye.
Firehouse Chefs Radio. Bye-bye. All right, very cool. Making new customers every day, huh?
Yeah, she had a nice voice.
Well, she's like, man, I'm like listening to Don Cornelius on Soul Train right now, so she wants to like buy some chocolates.
Yeah.
All right, very cool. Let's get back to the other topic tonight, which is bodybuilding, and so let's get back into it with. Why don't we start with how crazy your diet was and the lengths that you had to go through before a show.
I think when you're a competitive bodybuilder, it's a little different than a recreational bodybuilder. You talk to guys at the gym that your regular gym rat. They're talking about how many grams of protein they're taking in a day, and they're talking about this and that and how much carbs and fats and and they're basing it off of what Phil Heath is eating or what Branch Warren is eating, and they're not basing it off of what they need to eat themselves. So each bodybuilder's got to eat a different ratio of proteins, carbs, and fats based on their body type.
Sure.
For me, you hear the usual thing. You need a gram to a gram and a half of protein per pound body weight. Converting it back, as in Ireland, we weigh in kilos. So, if I was weighing in at, 85 kilos, which is about 190 pounds, and let's say my body fat was 7%, why am I feeding that 7%? So that's the first thing you got to look at, right? Then you got to experiment with, how much protein you're taking. I had to go all the way up to 4.5 grams of protein per pound of lean body mass.
Wow.
Or I would start to get smaller. And that's way more than what,
is recommended, yeah.
Is recommended, but that's what I needed for me because my metabolism at that time was pretty fast.
Okay.
And, so I wound up eating on a daily basis. I get up in the morning and I would do my cardio. Probably, 45 minutes of low intensity cardio where my heart rate's, in and around 125 to 130. Straight after that, I'm having, maybe 60 grams of protein in a shake, and it was usually whey isolate. Now, even though it's only been a couple of years since I competed, science has advanced since then, and now you have hydrolyzed whey isolate, which is even more efficient. But, 20 minutes after that shake, I was having 10 egg whites. I was having...
20 minutes after?
Yeah.
Wow.
And then I was having 10 egg whites, and then I was having maybe, a half a cup of oatmeal, or in Ireland we call it porridge. But when I went to the store and asked for porridge, nobody knew what I was talking about, so
Right.
I had to start calling it oatmeal. And And then I would go and I'd hit the gym. Then I would have another shake after that. Then, about an hour after that, I would have another meal, which would probably be like a breast and a half to 2 breasts of chicken, some broccoli and some rice. Now, the rice I would have at that time would be white rice.
Okay.
And people go, why are you dieting on white rice? Well, I need the carbs to get into my system faster so I could recover from my next workout. That would be the only time I'd have a starchy carbohydrate. So my next meals would have more complex carbs, brown rice, broccoli. I'd have spinach with every meal. I would actually have a lot of salads throughout the day when I'm on a low carb day. And I'd cycle my carbs up and down. You've heard of people talking about carb cycling. So, and I would always cycle my carbs and start bringing them down on a Sunday because, the contest is usually on a Saturday. So I would cycle them down Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday being the lowest day, and then start bringing them back up Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So I was fully fueled with glycogen in my muscles on a Saturday.
Okay.
And I would have 16 weeks of that. And so by the time I got to the contest, my body was used to carb loading for a Saturday. Most people, they tend to go low carb all the time or zero carb and high fat and all those things, but your body's not used or built to function without carbohydrates. You need them in order to process everything else.
Right.
And you've heard people talking about the insulin response or the supplements that are out there talking about insulin potentiators and all that kind of stuff. But, you can't produce any insulin if you're not taking in carbohydrates. So you have to eat the right type of carbohydrates.
That's a great point right there too that you bring up is not to be scared of carbs. And like anything, it's all about moderation and understanding your body.
Exactly, yeah. And that can only happen by taking what we know as fact and then figuring out what out of that is going to work best for you.
Right.
So it doesn't necessarily mean more is better or less is better. You might have the type of body that requires a lot of carbohydrates. You might have the type of body that requires minimal carbohydrates. And that's something that you have to figure out along the way and put it in place with a good training plan as well, So, but getting back to the training contest-wise, your day is filled with training, cooking, eating, sleeping.
That's it.
And that's it. If you want to win, that's it.
Right.
Now, there's no time in there for a girlfriend. If you have one, you're probably not going to have her for that long. If you have a wife, you're probably not going to have her for that long. And that's not for everybody. A lot of people get through the whole competition phase of their lives, and stay with their wife. Some people don't. I've not had the experience married life and competition wise. I did actually compete in the World Powerlifting Championships back in 2011, which I didn't have to really diet for. I thought I wouldn't have to struggle to make the weight. And I was eating what I wanted. I was eating a lot of red meat. I was eating a lot of complex carbs. Trying to stay strong and stay full. And, I wound up actually weighing in over and had to go and run off a few pounds, so, which has never happened to me before. Maybe that was married life.
Yeah. Well, that's a good place to kind of end that segment. And when we come back from our commercial break, we'll pick that up. And then let's dive into your flight from competition and into what you're doing now and how all those years of pro bodybuilding has helped you with your own personal trainer business and your clientele.
Sounds good.
So you are listening to Firehouse Chefs Radio on the Rant Radio Network. 855-969-7268 is our number. Give us a call. We'll be right back with episode 16. Don't burn anything down. Firehouse Chefs will be right back.
Looking for a delicious, fresh family meal that's ready when you are and easy on your budget? Welcome to Piara Pizza. We make our pizzas with handmade dough, 100% real cheese, and tomato sauce blended with our own spices. Nothing is ever frozen. We always have large pepperoni and cheese pizzas fresh and waiting for you for only $5. Or choose one of our specialty pizzas. We have veggie, meat lovers, supreme, and Hawaiian. Add an order of our amazing hot wings, cheesy bread, or breadsticks. Our locations are ultra modern, ultra clean, and open 7 days a week. Visit any one of our locations today. Or check us out on the web at www.piarapizza.com. Piara Pizza. Fresh, hot, and ready for you when you come in. Stop in for your Piara Pizza today.
The Share Foundation is the health division of the Coy Chiropractic Institute, a 501c3 509A2 public nonprofit organization dedicated to the growth and development of the natural health care services, in particular through the chiropractic profession, offering health services at the Share clinics in the greater Los Angeles area. Your donations can help in expanding these facilities across the nation, research programs, and public education, thus offering a solution to the many of the health challenges we face. Your donations are tax-deductible and can be sent through our website at www.sharefoundation.com. That's www.cherfoundation.com by clicking on the donation button. Thank you.
Number one. Number one.
Is that a stutter or as high as you can count?
I was ordering number one tequila.
Everybody's asking for number one.
Great, another fancy bottle.
These guys are true artists. Never compromise integrity. They make tequila
Come
the
on.
old-fashioned way. Never mass-produced.
So what are you saying?
I'm saying have the number one. Anything less is number two. Number one, tequila.
Been in an accident? Then you need your vehicle professionally repaired. That's exactly what you get when you bring your vehicle to Greg's Auto Body Repair. Free quotes within minutes. We will provide everything you need for a hassle-free auto body repair, from an accurate estimate to working with your insurance company. We will get your vehicle to its pre-accident condition as soon as possible. Greg's Auto Body has been serving Los Angeles County and local cities since 1970. Call us at 562-789-1300.
Welcome to Firehouse Chefs. I'm your host, Eddie Sell, and I will take you on a journey with America's chefs, firefighters, service industry professionals, and more as we discuss food, recipes, nutrition, and lifestyle topics. Stay tuned and enjoy the ride. Welcome back to Firehouse Chefs Radio. This is FHC Radio, episode 16 for October 2nd, 2013. I'm your host, Eddie Sell, and I'm joined in studio with Chef Michael Poole from the Seattle Fire Department and also one of our original Firehouse Chef team members. And Chef Poole is in town, so he can join us at an event in Los Angeles on Saturday, and also for his International Chocolate Salon. And there it is right there on the screen if you're watching us at rantradionetwork.com. And he will be there October 6th. And making some fantastic chocolate.
That's
so
right.
That's going to be really exciting to actually get to see Chef Poole for the next several days. And our event on Saturday actually is going to be at LA Fire Station 87 up in the Valley. And it's going to be held, I believe, it starts at 10 a.m., and it's a valley-wide disaster preparedness drill. And that's going to be with Nathan Wolfstein and Captain Stacy Gerlich from the LAFD. And they actually called in last week and spent some time with us talking about what they do in terms of training their CERT members in the city of Los Angeles. Go ahead, Arvin. What do you got?
I just got a comment through the social media feed.
Okay.
And I don't know if it's a little inappropriate, but I'm sure it's from a woman asking, what about firemen covered in chocolate?
Well, you want to take that one? Because I think my voice is kind of giving out. I don't think Chef Poole wants to touch that one either.
I don't want to go there.
Yeah, we'll keep it PG for right now. But yeah, that event, we will have some more information on the Firehouse Chefs social media. But that's going to be a great event. And I know Disney. Let's see, Radio Disney is going to be there. Kaiser and some other big sponsors of the event, and there's also going to be a blood drive. So I know Nathan Wolfstein wanted me to mention that please come out and support the blood drive, and remember that you can always kind of give, and you never know when your fellow brother or sister out there in the community is going to need blood for whatever kind of tragedy or disaster might take place. So again, we'll have more information about that. So let's get back to Mr. Brian Bullman. And I actually had some on my social media feed. They, I guess we had your friend in Australia is watching us and wanted to know what happened to your arm.
Yeah, good buddy of mine down there, James Reed. He just sent us a message asking what happened. So I have a bandage on there. I sprained my forearm yesterday training somebody, and I have this training system. It's called an MBT system, and that stands for myoblast training. And I don't know if you've seen me running people from one machine to the next to the next, and just pushing them as hard as they can go. And it's about, you know, getting the muscle fibers as stressed as you possibly can through high intensity interval training, high reps, you know, heavy weights on their next workout, you know, reps down as low as as low as, you know, 5 reps with you know, as heavy as you can go. And yesterday was a volume training day, and I was putting the plate on the bar, and the bar slipped while I was holding the plate and sprained my forearm. So
okay, well, wow, that's really that's taking your job to a whole new level right there.
Yeah, it's getting into the
dedication.
a little bit far. Yeah, but you know they get good results with it because, you know, they're training the way I would train myself, or I would train my brother or my sister or my wife or whoever, and they're getting that kind of in-depth care, I suppose it is, you know, and then pushing them to their limits too, because, you know, a lot of people come to the gym and you know, they want to talk about, you know,
we see it all the time,
you know, their neighbors or whatever, but
they're working out their mouths and that's about it.
And then, you know, and that's fine to do every once in a while, but if you want to get results, you got to train,
right?
And that's what I'm there for, you know. And the harder people want to train, the more I enjoy it.
Well, that's a good segue into when you kind of hung up the competitive bodybuilding and started going into personal training. Why don't you go ahead and talk about that?
I've actually been training people, believe it or not, since I was 12 years old.
Okay.
At my dad opened up his first gym back in like 1968 or 69 when he was a teenager. And it was a judo club, actually, is what it started as. And he was national judo champion. And he'd bought weights because he had read about how they can, you know, make you stronger, and he wanted to be a better competitor in judo. He bought weights and started training with the weights and training his members with weights. And it was actually how everything transitioned into bodybuilding, powerlifting, and personal training was back then in the late 70s. My uncle was a brown belt in judo, getting ready for his black belt.
Okay.
My father put him on a weight training program. He started getting stronger. He started getting bigger. Long story short, he never won his black belt, but he went on to be Mr. Universe and an IFBB pro bodybuilder.
Wow.
So, and then, you know, our gym became a bodybuilding and fitness gym. My dad was a trainer there. He was also the PT sergeant for the battalion. And my uncle was a trainer. My mother was a trainer. And at 12 years old, you know, I'm in the gym for the summer, working out myself. My dad actually said, "Here, you know, Brian, I need you to take this person around the gym and show him how to use all the equipment." And that's where it started for me back then. So that was 23 years ago.
Okay.
And then when I came to California, you know, I needed a job. I was lucky enough to be offered a job with, you know, one of the biggest companies in the fitness industry, which is 24-hour fitness. And, you know, I went there and I started training, and, you know, people enjoy it.
And you're the fitness manager, actually,
Correct.
at your location in Orange County. So that's great. And if you want to actually get a hold of Brian for personal training or for any sort of advice or anything like that, what's the best way to get a hold of you right now?
To come and train with me at the gym, you know, look up 24-Hour Fitness Anaheim Hills. It's Club 195. And if you're not in town and you want to get in touch with me, brianthebull@gmail.com is my email address.
Okay.
If you go on to bodybuilding.com or even do a Google search on Brian Bullman, you know, all my stuff will come up.
Okay.
And either way is fine by me. You know, if you're local, you want to come into the gym, or shoot me a mail, whichever's easiest.
How do you spell your last name?
Bullman. Bullman.
Bullman. I think there was a question because, we might have to, like, translate. Is that what you were thinking, Arvin?
Yeah, I thought it was spelled different, too.
Gotcha. Okay, well, what have you noticed as far as, obviously, CrossFit is one of the big buzzwords.
You know, I don't know if you've ever done CrossFit. I've not. I've done every exercise that they do.
Right.
But
not in that fashion, though.
Not in that fashion. I think, it's good if you want to, if you're fit, you're in shape, you know what you're doing, by all means, go in and do it.
It
if you're
actually looks incredibly dangerous for people that don't know.
Super dangerous.
Yeah.
I would say a good 40% of the clients that come and visit us are coming because they got injured doing CrossFit.
Yep.
And it's not against CrossFit. It's just that these people are not, it's like me. If I can run, a 40 meters pretty quick for a short 5'6" guy, that doesn't mean I want to get hit by some guy in the NFL.
Right.
And that's what would happen. I'm going to get hurt. No matter how strong I am, no matter how fast I am, if you do something that's outside of what you're used to, you're going to get hurt. And if you're not trained for those exercises, you're going to get hurt. And, when you start doing the competitions, you see them on TV, they got sloppy form. And I don't care how fit you are, you're going to get hurt down the line. And that's something that you got to be real careful with when you're looking for a fitness program versus something to compete in.
Right.
And that's what I think CrossFit's great for competitors, not great for fitness enthusiasts.
There you go. That's good advice. And as far as bodybuilding itself, over the decades, from the days of Arnold and Franco, things haven't really changed a whole lot, have they?
Well, it depends on what you consider change.
I don't think the exercises have. I would say
the workouts have not changed.
The diets have,
Yeah, the science is a whole lot more evolved. The training has changed slightly, but the basic fundamentals are still there.
Okay.
The sport itself has grown massively.
It has. We do have a caller, and let's go ahead and get to our caller since we are coming. Caller on line 1, you're on Firehouse Chefs Radio. Are you there?
Yes. Are you talking to me?
I am talking to you. Thank you for calling Firehouse Chefs Radio. You're on with Chef Eddie, Chef Michael Poole, and personal trainer Brian.
Okay. I was just calling to ask a question in regards to his personal recommendation. I'm actually going to be in a wedding in 4 months.
Okay.
And I just wanted to know what he would recommend to get into shape for that, like pure protein, or do I need to do strictly cardio weights? What exactly he would recommend?
That's a good question. So what do you think? I mean, probably without getting a lot more information from her personally, I mean, what would you overall?
You'd need to go on a real, I wouldn't say super strict diet, but start cycling the carbs up, have high carb days and low carb days, and have a combination of both resistance training and cardio.
Okay.
And if you want more information about that, you can, why don't we give your email address again, Brian?
Yeah, you can email me at brianthebull@gmail.com.
Brian, what'd you say, Brian?
The Bull.
The Bull.
The Bull.
Bull.
Yeah,
okay.
The Bull. We have to translate, but it's The Bull, B-U-L-L. Yeah. So, yeah, but... well, thank you so much for calling. We're down to our last minute of Firehouse Chefs Radio. We appreciate you listening, and Brian will be back because this is a subject that we can never get enough of. So thank you so much for calling.
Thank you.
Okay.
Cheers.
Bye.
So that was a great question, and obviously I'm sure there's so much of that. Yeah, and you will be back another time, and so we can cover that. And again, we want to really thank you for coming on today on to Firehouse Chefs Radio.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, and next time you come in, hopefully we're going to have Sean Ray with you, or perhaps even Jared from J-Star.
Yeah,
that's going to be another thing.
My brother's coming out another
Yeah,
time.
your
We can
brother.
bring him. Since you got some ink done.
That's right.
He's a
yeah.
big ink guy.
Yeah,
So,
Brian's brother is a tattoo artist, and he's going to come out here from Europe. And we talked about having tattoo me live or something on the air. So that's going to be interesting.
maybe we'll bring everybody here at the same time. Have a big,
Let's do that. But this has been episode 16 of Firehouse Chefs Radio. Again, make sure to go to firehousechefs.com. For any Firehouse Chefs information. Also, rantradio.com for all of the archived Firehouse Chef Radio episodes. Thank you once again, and tune in every Wednesday, 8 to 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Thank you, and take care.
Thank you.
Thanks for tuning in to FHC Radio. Catch us every Wednesday, 8 to 9 p.m. Pacific Time by visiting firehousechefs.com and rantradionetwork.com.